certainty. I haven't heard that word in this space in quite some time. You think we're finally going to get it, Summer?
I think we're certainly going to get it. We will see at least the Genius Act signed into law, maybe as early as the end of this week. And we're going to see clarity pass the House floor with bipartisan support and really have that momentum going into the Senate consideration.
This is, for a lot of folks, they see this as a huge milestone, not just so much in that you're getting guardrails and the such, but the idea that you're getting more direct attention from this administration and from Congress, for that matter, for an industry that has kind of been in limbo pretty much since its inception more than a decade ago. Where do we go from here, assuming these bills are passed and signed by the president, Summer?
Yeah, this is really step one. From here, we have a regulatory agenda. We will work closely with the regulators as they put together implementing regulations. So it's not over once the bills are signed into law, but this is such an important first step, and one that, you know, has been many years in the making, and it really is historic that there are 3 major pieces of legislation on the floor of the House of Representatives next week that are all about the crypto industry.
Do you think that the rules that are being outlined in the legislation will bring the U.S. more in line with some of the rules that we see overseas? This has been a big bugaboo for a lot of crypto investors, particularly those in the VC space. The idea that, you know, depending on what country you're operating in, you have dramatically different rules, and at least here in the U.S., no rules at all, at least as of today.
Yeah, the U.S. has kind of gone its own way. There are other frameworks out there in other countries, but the U.S. is unique. We've had the most robust capital markets in the world, and we'll have the most robust cryptocurrency markets in the world as well once clarity is signed into law.
Do you think that will attract more crypto businesses to not only do business in the U.S., but more importantly, to set up shop here rather than offshore?
Absolutely. In fact, at the Blockchain Association, we have over 130 members who are innovators and small businesses, they're startups. And not only will we see more of those innovators come on shore, we'll see the ones who are already here grow, bring more jobs to the economy, and really supercharge the United States economy going forward.
With regards to the Clarity Act, and as its name implies, the idea that it would provide clarity as to what crypto is, or at least how it's classified within that regulatory structure, the idea that, at least based on the way the act is written, this would fall under the umbrella of the CFTC, what is the message that that sends?
It sends that these are markets, and they need a market regulator who has a principles-based regulatory framework. That's the CFTC. They're well prepared to take on this jurisdiction, and they have a lot of experience in global markets. They know how to work with other countries to harmonize rules and make sure that markets can be robust and global, and really, can be out not just in the United States, but, trading around the world 24/7.
Obviously, one of the big trends, and certainly at least for investors over the last few weeks, has been a renewed focus on stable coins. And that's obviously largely with a couple of big IPOs, including Circle, and obviously really just a big push by the White House and the administration to support that effort. As stable coins start to become maybe a bigger factor in the crypto space, you're already starting to hear regulators, at least regulators overseas, raise some alarms, and that includes the folks at the Bank of International Settlements who are concerned about whether this could usurp some of the sovereign nature of the way finance now is controlled by each individual country and their central banks.
The stablecoin Genius Act and stablecoin legislation here in the United States is really going to secure the U.S. dollar as the primary backing for these coins. So it's critically important that we maintain that dominance. It's been the currency of choice. We want to continue to see these as dollar-backed stablecoins. And so we're going to look at what works here in the United States and make sure that we are the global leader here in stablecoin issuance and remittance.